It's a disaster for the family. It's a disaster for the royal family. There is no heir.
Tutankhamen would only have been a footnote in Egyptian history if it had not been for the perseverance of a 20th century archaeologist named Howard Carter. In 1922, Carter discovered a tomb in the Valley of the Kings that few else believed existed. In a single breathtaking moment, he would bring the age of Tutankhamen back to life.
The dusty floor itself maintained eerie footprints of the last people to breathe that very air 3,500 years earlier. As you note the signs of recent life around you, the blackened lamp, the finger marks on the freshly painted surface, the farewell garland dropped upon the threshold, you feel it might have been put there yesterday. Time is annihilated by such intimate details as these, and you feel an intruder.
Carter's find was unique. He had not just rediscovered Tutankhamen, he had unearthed the most fabulous treasure ever found. "32,000 objects and vast quantities of the gold of Egypt's empire were buried with the boy king."
There were thousands of objects, 6 chariots, 4 ceremonial beds, endless containers in the antechamber alone. When Howard Carter describes opening the tomb and eventually removing these objects, and it took 10 years to clear the tomb, he actually tells us that they had to rig up platforms above ground in order to avoid trampling on these objects and breaking them.
In spite of its astonishing contents, Tutankhamun's tiny tomb was not complete. His treasures had not been carefully placed, but randomly crammed in. This was no normal burial. On the back of the golden throne found in his tomb is a clue. Tutankhamen and his wife are shown sitting beneath the rays of the sun god, Aten. Tutankhamen's officials had taken the opportunity to seal away this reminder of his father's reign and the period they found so shameful. Tutankhamen was doomed to spend eternity with the very god he had renounced. Tutankhamen died without an heir. The backlash could now begin, and it was savage. Every mention of the Aten that could be found was destroyed with ruthless efficiency. Every reference to Akenhaten, Nefertiti, and their children was hacked out. The entire royal family was torn from the pages of history.
Everything is obliterated, and Akhenaten, Nefertiti, and this period become as though they had never happened. Akhenaten is a non-person. He's referred to, if ever he is mentioned, as that heretic.
Amarna, the once great and beautiful city that witnessed the birth of monotheism, gradually crumbled back into the sand, abandoned for all time.
I would say that Egyptian society as a whole saw the Amarna experience as one of its most tragic moments. So much so that the Amarna experience left its trace for hundreds of years. The memory of this very dark period of Egyptian history remained in Egyptian consciousness.
A turbulent episode in the history of Egypt was over. The dynasty of the great pharaohs who had founded the empire came to an end. The stage was now set for a new beginning, and a new family of pharaohs who would struggle to recapture the glory of Egypt's golden empire.